Louis. I want to welcome everybody here for a celebration. We're celebrating getting back to school safely. And we are really thankful for the parents and families, the people who showed up already. We have a huge crowd. We're very pleased to do this. I want to thank you for being here. We know we have elected officials who out there in line are going to join us in just a minute. I want to thank everyone for being here. This is a celebration, getting back to school safely. It's been a tough time getting through the pandemic. We're going into the third year, but the partnership between the union and the district has helped move us in this direction. We're really proud to celebrate this today. Thank you. I'd like to introduce our local president, AFT St. Louis President Ray Cummings. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy for everyone to be here. I would like to have a moment of silence for those who are not here with us today because of COVID. We want to send out our prayers to the mayor's office. They're on quarantine and were unable to join us. President Weingarten, President Reed, Dr. Adams, welcome. We are here to celebrate starting safely. We're going to start school safely. We're going to follow the science, and we're going to do what it takes to keep our staff members and our precious cargo students safe. I just want to say, and stay safe, use hand sanitizer, social distance, keep your mask up at all times. Thank you.
I'd like to ask all of our elected school board members to come up, and soon we're going to have her words from Randy Weingarten, the president of our 1.7 million member union. And I think it's important that people recognize, because of St. Louis and the progress we've made regaining accreditation and keeping our schools safe, we're honored to have her presence here. But the elected school board members, if they would come up and join me, please.
Good morning, everyone. We're delighted to be a part of this event. I'm Joyce Roberts, president of the school board, and joining me, I have
Donna Jones.
Alicia Saunier.
This is an important day. We're sending a message that we're working as a team on behalf of our young people, and we're delighted to have our vendors and, more importantly, our families. And so let's give a rounding applause for the first day of school.
Yes. Thank you so much. And now I'm proud to introduce Randy Weingarten, our national president.
Okay, can you hear me now? This is a great day to be in St. Louis. And where there is a line of families, and we're not going to talk very long, but we want to say thank you, families. And I also want to say thank you to the St. Louis Public Schools staff, led by Superintendent Kelvin Adams. Yeah, we should clap for the superintendent. I want to particularly thank AFT local president Ray Cummings and Byron and the volunteers in the blue shirts. You can see the blue shirts. The volunteers in the blue shirts who are educators, teachers, and paraprofessionals in this school district. And one of the reasons I'm here today is this. And I'm glad we're going to hear from the president of the Board of Aldermen, and I wish the mayor and her staff a safe recovery. I know they're all quarantined because there was a positive COVID case, and I know we were looking forward to having them here today. This is the bottom line. educators working together with our districts and our families are the way we're not just going to reopen schools safely, but we're going to have a welcoming and safe year that helps our kids recover, even in the midst of a really dangerous virus surge. We're all wearing our masks, and we're all doing the safety work that Ray just talked about, because we have to keep everybody safe. We've been in a public health emergency, and we have to keep people safe. And that is our first obligation. And that's part of the reason why today, one of the things that we are doing is having a vaccine clinic. And there have been many, many people who have signed up for that, because we need to make sure we can bring vaccines to the people, to our families, as opposed to them trying to find ways to get it otherwise. Vaccines are the most effective and safe way to keep people safe, which is why I am really glad we are having a vaccine clinic today as part of this fair and information for our families. Number two, St. Louis and our local have had a history of working together in a very, very tough climate. This is not a day to be political, but the work that they did together to get back accreditation, to have an elected school board, to have local control of this system, is that work to actually make sure our kids thrive. And I want to say thank you for that work to Ray and to Kelvin Adams and to the school board for doing that. The last thing I want to say is this. In May, we said as a national union that between the vaccines and learning what to do with layered mitigation, we were confident that whatever was going to be thrown at us in August and September, and schools here start August 23rd, we were confident that schools not only should be reopened, but they must be reopened in person 5 days a week, and that could happen safely. We've always known that in-person learning is vital for our kids. And what we said at that time was that we as a national union would also put our money where our mouth is. And we found $5 million, and we gave grants to locals all over the country that wanted it, if they were going to use it to do things like this, if they were going to use it to help bring community back together, to answer questions about not only safety and health, but to stand up vaccine clinics, to have our vendors answer people's questions, to have our educators answer parents' questions, to show that this coming year could be a year of recovery and reimagining public education so that every school is a place that parents want to send their kids, educators want to work, and kids thrive. And what you see today is the implementation of that vision. All throughout the country, we have had over 60 grants, 65 grants that we gave, almost $5 million, I think it's $4.8 million now, to places that involve 1,800 locals in 30 states, involving communities of 20 million kids. This is about making sure our kids can recover. This is about making sure our kids can thrive. This is about making sure we meet the social, emotional, and academic needs of our kids. None of us created COVID. It's a virus. but we all have to tackle it together and make sure that our families, our kids, our educators can overcome it and to get on with their lives in a way that is important, real, with the North Star of thriving. This is what we hoped would happen with that funding. And I am so grateful to St. Louis for doing this work, the St. Louis Public Schools, and our Local 420. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Randy.
All right, thank you.
Of course, our thoughts are with the mayor and her staff. She's in quarantine right now, but here representing the city of St. Louis to welcome everybody is the Board of Aldermen President, Louis Reed.
All right, Lou. All right, Lou.
Thank you. To the superintendent, to President Weingartner, to our local leader, Ray B.B. Cummings, all the members of the elected board, and members of the school system, members of AFT. I just want to say thank you on behalf of the city of St. Louis for taking this bold step to assure that kids are ready to go to school. But for me and for other city officials, what we know is that that influences the whole family. That will lead to more people being vaccinated all throughout our city and taking the safety measures they need to take. We know that the quickest way for us to address the issues of COVID is through vaccinations. And the more vaccinations we get throughout the city of St. Louis, but also throughout this nation, the better off we're going to be. So when you take a look at the role that AFT is playing across this nation to get people vaccinated, to get information out to families so they understand how to protect themselves, so that they can take the proper procedures and precautions to be ready when they go out in public, and they can get vaccinated and get tested so that we can get past COVID once and for all. So that's what this is about. And I am just so thankful to the AFT for doing it. And on behalf of the city of St. Louis and its residents and families and friends all across this region, I just want to tell you thank you, President, and thank you, Ray B.B. Cummings. Ray, raise your hand to Ray B.B. Cummings. And our superintendent and his best friend that you heard of over and over again. Let's give him a big round of applause also.
All right.
Not that you need one, Byron. You'll be right back up to the mic after I leave. But again, thank you so much to the AFT for what they're doing, not just here in the city of St. Louis, but across this nation to address the issues of COVID head on. You see this long line? Imagine those lines all across this country, and each one of those lines represent 1, 2, 3, 5 families. So with each person that's in the line, because they affect families and friends around them. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, President Reed. Now, Dr. Adams is going to say, let the parents in. Come on up, Dr. Adams.
All right.
I first want to say thank you, AFT. Thank you, Randy, for coming. Thank you, everybody, for really participating in this effort to try to get everybody back in school safely. We have families out that have been out here over an hour, and I want to make sure they get in, so I'm going to keep mine really short. Let the families in at this time.